This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Aurora, Colorado. I'm here with Rad Muay Thai, Martial Arts and Fitness, brand new for 2015. They're going to be helping you improve your health through fitness, through Muay Thai, kickboxing. I'm here with the instructor, owner. Let's start off a little bit with you, Rad. Quite honestly, you pretty much been in fitness most of your life, bodybuilder as well as a triathlon. Is that correct?
Correct.
What got you involved in this line of work?
Well, I used to do martial arts as a kid, and then when I grew up, I kind of fell out of it a little bit. You know, you just kind of outgrow things. And so after competing in like an Olympic triathlon, I just decided to kind of get back to martial arts and do some combat sports, mainly because my son wanted to do some martial arts, so we joined a class together. And then from there, I just kind of, it reinvigorated me, and I realized how much of a benefit it was from a fitness aspect, and just kind of put it into all my other training regimens and went strictly to a combat sports functional fitness type training regimen, and it really just helped me, kind of hone everything and pull all my fitness goals together. So I was really, really happy with that.
Wonderful. I mean, there's many martial arts out there. Each one of them have their attributes when it comes to fitness. Why did you focus on Muay Thai?
Initially, I focused on grappling, and then because I went blind in 2007. And then I couldn't strike because I had a corneal transplant. So I started grappling to make sure that I could protect myself and really won a lot of titles in that area. And then I decided after that to kind of get back into striking. And coming from a Taekwondo background, I liked kicks, but I started to realize that the striking in Muay Thai was much more powerful, and the training was just more better conditioning. And so I just kind of ended up gravitating towards that.
The challenge that you faced in 2007, did that kind of change your direction of some of your training?
Oh, absolutely. I wasn't allowed to lift heavy weights for a while because of the bulge in the eye, and I could my donor tissue could burst and stuff like that. So I had to be very careful training. That's actually when I got into triathlons, trying to get away from weight training altogether and just do conditioning. But then it gets kind of boring, and so I just against doctor's advice just started going back into martial arts, and then found that to not affect my condition as far as my transplant.
You've said that combat sport athletes are some of the best athletes out there when it comes to fitness. Quite honestly, we say we're in a battle within ourselves, but these guys are also battling for the battle coming up. Do you think that makes a big difference in the intensity level?
Oh, absolutely. I think martial arts training, combat sports training, it helps you push past a lot of plateaus in life. A lot of my students have sent me text messages, written me messages and letters basically saying that I've changed their life. Which is what prompted me to really, break out on my own. One student just told me last week, he said he was in college, he was slacking, and he said, and I never knew this, and he said through the training, it basically has pushed him to be a better student, to get up, to do his work, and I had no idea, and I believe that it's made me a better person, a better husband, a better father, just giving me self-discipline. That not that I was lacking, but I was able to go even further with that and kind of ascend to another level.
You basically have created a family-friendly environment here, and this is a place that pretty much all ages can come in and train. Like you say, you don't have to be a fighter to train like a fighter, but absolutely. Alongside the fighters, that has to be a real benefit working along guys that are pretty disciplined.
Oh, absolutely. Even if they're not when they come in, the discipline of the people around them, it's contagious, and so. You can train like a combat sports athlete, and it will push you again to just levels past limits that you've previously set for yourself. And maybe you never thought you can push past that, but when you see others around you doing it, you don't want to be left behind, and it just gives you a discipline and a drive. And so I think it's motivation through the motivation of others.
Motivation of others. Speaking of motivation of others, like you say, one of your passions is that of students, children that are getting involved here. You've got a deal called Little Lions. Yeah. What takes place in something like that? The Little
Lions program is ultimately it's the 5 to 7 age group. Parents bring their children in here, and mostly it's for guidance. They're a bit overly energetic, right? And so they're all over the place. And so parents are looking for a way to kind of direct that, maybe direct their focus a bit or their energy. And so Little Lions, I almost call it tumbling. We kind of just teach them how to move. When they come in, they're still learning left to right, and so we're teaching them how to move, how to stretch, and then we can graduate to actual punching and kicking and whatnot. And then as they get older, we can move them up into our youth program.
Like you said, the youth program from age 8 to 14, you can start moving into some of the moves then. At the beginning, they're learning what their bodies are all about. They're having a great time. The great time never stops. And really, this is something that teaches discipline to kids. Do you think that's important today?
Absolutely. Respect, discipline, all that stuff. We're not an overly traditional school, but any form of martial arts or combat sports training teaches you discipline. Now, this discipline will carry you through life. I truly believe that. I think if they gain it early, they won't become victims of sloth or just the bad habits. If we look at we can go into this whole diatribe about like modern society, right? But the truth is we own our decisions, and I think that if you learn early how to discipline yourself to work towards goals, that will carry you through life.
Setting goals, working hard, being accountable. These are all things that really kids are learning without even realizing that's going on.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. They're just having a good time, and they're just trying to keep up with their peers and not realizing what it's giving them.
The Art of 8 Limbs, why is it called that?
Well, the Art of 8 Limbs is because ultimately you have your feet, your hands, your knees, and your elbows. And so you can strike with all these points of contact. So that's why they refer to it as the Art of the 8 Limbs.
Stand-up striking and clinching, is that what that's called? What does that mean?
So in traditional kickboxing or boxing, you're not allowed to work in the clinch. Once you clinch up, usually a referee will break you up. But in Muay Thai, when we clinch up, you're able to hold people in these positions and strike with knees and elbows in a very close-quartered situation, close proximity, and do a lot of damage in that area. So that's what the clinch work is. And there's also throws and whatnot from the clinch.
Those who've never tried Muay Thai before, what are they surprised? I mean, are they surprised after a workout, and what are they most surprised about?
Honestly, I think it's the kicking. The Muay Thai kicks are very unique. I came from Taekwondo, and I thought I knew how to kick. And I was pretty confident in the way I can snap and throw my kicks. But there's so many little details in just something as basic as a kick. Muay Thai is not a very sophisticated art in the sense that there's a lot of technical movements, a lot of strikes that you have to learn. There's a basic tool bag of strikes, but to get those right is so many little details that you have to work up to. So some people get a little discouraged. It's like, I am opening my hip. No, I am turning on my toe. I felt like that was right. And I tell people, it could be thousands of kicks before you get it right, but once you have it, it'll never leave you. But that's what it is. It takes a lot to get to these, get to the point where it's very technical. And so I think that's what kind of surprises people, because what it looks like is they're just kicking really hard, slamming into these bags or slamming into these pads, right? But they don't realize the technique involved behind those movements. So I think that's usually what surprises people.
So we're talking about adults of any ages that can come in. Actually, a great way to provide fitness, youth out there. I mean, it's pretty much a place you can bring your family, do a little bit of bonding here as well, because you can bring their youth. What about anti-bullying? I know that's something that's important for you.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a real big advocate for the anti-bullying movement, and we're part of the Martial Artists Against Bullying program. So we do free seminars for the community. We just did one recently. We try to do that every quarter, and bring children. We don't do any sales pitches. We don't talk to the parents about membership. This is strictly for the children. No one has to be a member. We spread the word. We get as many kids in here as we can, and we try to teach them how to deal with a bully and how to basically have the humility and respect to not ever be a bully. If you can prevent it, then we'll have less victims in the future. But I truly believe that bullying can impact the way someone lives their life, who they become. And I think that I'm very passionate about like getting in front of that at a very early age.
Very early age, excellent. Obviously, you have an experience of multiple disciplines that you've really studied into the past, be it Muay Thai, kickboxing, grappling. Are these all areas that are touched on here under one roof?
Oh, absolutely. I've won several titles in grappling, so my next primary skill set would be Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or no-gi grappling is what we do here, which is submission wrestling. We also have kickboxing, but we use the kickboxing as more of a fitness aspect to bring in people who may not want to learn martial arts, but they want to, maybe let out a little aggression, get a good workout. So we use the kickboxing as a way to give them a great workout and help them meet their fitness goals and lose some weight. But yes, we do offer a very good grappling program here as well.
Wonderful. I know for myself, I'm trying to get fit at home. A lot of people doing a home thing, but I've noticed when you're out with a group, you tend to push yourself a little bit harder, be it a boot camp or functional fitness. Is that what you found as well?
Oh, absolutely. I don't have a lot of one-on-one clients. People tend to feel more comfortable if they're with their friends, or they bring their sister, or they, believe it or not, they bring their kids, their teenagers and whatnot. People feel better if they're pushed by someone they trust, or maybe even strangers, but they feel better if they're not alone. A lot of them believe that if they're not in a one-on-one session, then I won't notice things. But then we're constantly moving around to ensure that everyone's getting a great workout. But the group setting has really taken off as far as how people train. Even when people contact personal trainers nowadays, they're looking to, me and 3 of my friends, because it's better to have someone with you that is motivated or can motivate you as well, and then you both kind of push each other in those sessions. And so that's what I've learned. And so we definitely have functional fitness boot camp type scenarios, and we encourage that whole group training thing. And then I partner people up a lot. Some people don't like it, but most people understand the benefit of partnering up. And then if this person's working hard, you can't really slack off when it's your set. It's your turn to kind of go. So I find that to be beneficial.
It naturally raises the bar.
Yes.
I mean, one of the things that, like you said, you don't have to be a professional competing fighter to come here. Mm-hmm. It's a family-friendly environment. But is this also a home for those that are competing? And obviously, you're a 10 division. You have titles that you've earned in the past. So is this a great place for professionals as well?
Yeah. We breed competitors. Primarily, I tell people we're not a fight camp. We're here basically for the community, for the families. I never wanted it to be an intimidating environment. So I didn't want to fracture between a fighter type camp and a regular Joes who just want to learn. So we gravitate towards regular people. We want regular people to come in and learn the things that we're teaching and learn a combat sport and feel comfortable with it. But there are a handful. If you look around the lobby right now, you see some pictures of some of the people who fought amateur. Then they'll come to me 6 months later and say, I just want to try. I just want to try it. Get in there, see if my training is really, doing what I want it to do for me. I just want to see how, if I would push through a fight, if I would crack. I want to learn about myself. So I'm never going to say no. So I don't push that on my students. I tell people I don't want any of you to fight. But if they ever come to me and want to, I corner them. I give them full support. They get separate sessions because we have to kind of push them through a different training regimen. So if anyone ever comes and wants to do that, we'll support that. But that's not our primary function.
What your passion is basically helping students out there, individuals out there in bettering themselves.
Absolutely, absolutely. We absolutely just want the betterment of the individual. We want to help people meet or exceed their fitness goals, and doing it in a fun way. I hate jogging. I get bored on, I don't like to run. So if I could find any other way to get my conditioning in, and that's what people find here. There's a lot of different movements, hitting heavy bags, just having a bit of fun and getting some aggression out. I mean, why not?
Why not? Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is his website. On the website, you're going to find his contact information right there. Reach out to him via email or give him a phone call. If you're not sure this is a place for you, come on in and try it out. I mean, basically, you can come on in. He set up a nice family-friendly environment. If you want to get fit, if you want to learn, have your kids learn about discipline as well as setting goals, working hard, being accountable. This is a great place to do that. And you can also see the different classes they provide. They've got a schedule online there as well. Once again, that is RAD, Muay Thai, Martial Arts and Fitness. RAD, ready and determined. This is Gary Atensi with CNTV. And if you don't know, now you know.